The Bills, we just mentioned them. The really bad loss at the Patriots today. It's a weird Buffalo team right now. They
Great loss for me.
Well, congratulations to Zach. It's a huge game tonight with Dolphins-Eagles now. Dolphins can go up 2 games in the AFC East. And Zach, it's funny listening to Zach watch Bills games because he just goes, God, against the Dolphins, they look unbelievable. And everyone else since that, like the Giants game, they lost to the Jaguars. They should have lost that Giants game. And Buffalo, against a New England team that has been struggling as much as anyone else in the league right now, they blow the game against Mac Jones and let Mac go drive down the field in a game-winning touchdown drive. Are you concerned about Buffalo right now, Ziggy? Because if I'm a Bills fan, at 4-3, it feels like when you have Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, these quarterbacks, that you should always be pretty confident. But at some point, you got to look and say, all right, we got to fix these problems.
Yeah, here's what's scary to me. This Bills team, I think, they obviously have the potential to be very good, right? They blew out the Dolphins, they blew out the Commanders, they blew out the Raiders. But if you're counting games now, Josh Allen has had more bad games than good games this season.
Yeah.
Right? I just listed the 3 good games, but he was bad against the Jets. Maybe that's forgivable. The Jets defense isn't so good. He was bad against the Jaguars. That's worse. He was bad against the Giants. That's even worse. And he was bad against the Patriots, where you'd think they'd have a good defense, but they have so many injuries and they have to keep playing next guy up that it's not nearly as impressive as like some of those 2010s Patriots defenses. So, yeah, I'm definitely worried, right? In order to win the NFL, you have to be able to string good games together, right? The playoffs are single elimination. You just sort of go up and you have to win every single game. I am starting to lose my confidence that Josh Allen and the Bills will be able to put together enough good games to really make noise in the playoffs.
Yeah, you got to be concerned. This team, unlike a team like the Lions and the Dolphins and the Cowboys, I'll get to what I'm saying in a sec. The Bills have looked bad in too many games thus far for me not to be concerned. Mm-hmm. The Jets, the Giants, the Jaguars. Today, you look at what happened when Dallas lost in San Francisco. They came home and beat New England. Or when the Dolphins lost in Buffalo, they came home and killed the Giants.
Mm-hmm. The two teams here that the Bills have played very close or lost to.
Buffalo lost to the Jaguars, comes home, plays a bad game against the Giants, who are terrible, and then loses in New England, who are terrible. So, of course, you got to be concerned. They've looked pretty bad.
No, and Ziggy, I know you gave Allen a little bit of a pass for the Jets game, but I mean that second half, turning the ball over 3 or 4 times the way he did, that game
was bad. I mean, it's just, but you can say it's week 1. It's a really good Jets defense, but yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, so this Bills team, if I'm a fan of Buffalo right now, I'm a little concerned. The defense is a roller coaster at the moment. It's really. They've had moments where they allowed Tyrod Taylor to go right down the field and try and win the game last weekend, and they should have. They got down to the 1, and now Mac goes on to try and. Mac was 25 for 30 for 272 and 2 touchdowns today. People have been talking about this Patriots offense as maybe the worst in football, and they go for almost 30 this afternoon.
The good teams, the Super Bowl contending teams, or the hopefuls, should be able to come back and play a good game after a clunker. And the Bills haven't. They've laid back-to-back clunkers.
Well, the problem that we said Buffalo had last week on the show, in the prediction show, was consistency. We said the Bills sometimes show up, and then when they're winning by 30, or they are just a shell of themselves, maybe they have found a little consistency because they've had 3 pretty bad games in a row here.
They're too like that not to be worried right now.
Yeah, it's... And then New England on their side, just for a second, I don't have too much on them. I think they just caught Buffalo on a bad day again. And good for Mac to go in and almost throw for 300 because he's got a lot of flack this year.
Coach Belichick, 300th win.
Yeah, 300 wins for Belichick. Ziggy, you said he got a deal this offseason that came out today?
Yeah, well, so we don't know the numbers, but it seems like Bill Belichick this offseason got a mega extension. They're happy with what he's doing there. But I don't know, Paul. You talk about this victory. This feels a lot more like the Battle of Catalonian Plains than the Battle of Alesia for the Patriots.
What the hell are you talking about?
Oh, crap. I got to...
Okay, so some guys here clearly don't know Roman history. Like the Battle of Catalonian Plains was like the last major victory of the Western Roman Empire, like before its utter collapse. Meanwhile, like the Battle of Alesia, like Caesar's great victory against the Gallic tribes. Okay, so maybe we don't know much Roman history, but here's the point. I feel like the Patriots empire is really not doing well. I'm not counting on Bill to turn things around, even though Robert Kraft seems to. But hey, you know, like I said last week, that going to Foxborough and playing shouldn't feel very scary for these Bills. Well, clearly it should, right? Yeah. There's something mythical about Bill Belichick in Foxborough, even to this day. It like haunts every single team in the AFC East.
It is crazy. It's
I don't know.
Still,
man.
when they're playing poorly, they find ways to give the AFC East teams fits. It's a little bizarre.
Yeah, that is bizarre.
But the Patriots 2 wins this year, right? Bills and Jets. It's strange.
Yeah, that is strange.
Let's talk a little bit about
guess who's going to Foxborough and about what are they going to do? Like, Zach, do you know when the Dolphins go to Foxborough?
They won there. They won there already.
Do you think you'll beat?
So yeah,
okay. You feel pretty good about that game, or going into New England?
No, they won there already. They won.
Sorry. But you feel okay against New England?
Yeah, we beat them up.
Bill Belichick in Miami. That's what's coming up next week. That's like the absolute opposite. He's good everywhere except Miami.
That was like 38-10.